The Battlefield franchise has been around for over 2 decades, and in that time it's cemented itself as one of the kings of the FPS genre, even to this day. Between its great gunplay, class-based roles, good vehicle combat, and its huge sandbox-style maps that also have destructible environments, Battlefield was easily able to separate itself from the competition and offer players a genuinely great war game with each new entry throughout the years. And Battlefield 2042 is a game that threw all of that out of the window, and I'm here to talk about it, sort of. I'm making this video mainly because with the release of Battlefield 6 right around the corner, I've recently hopped back into 2042, since EA decided to give 2042 players a free battle pass to work through in order to earn some cosmetics for the next game, and the cosmetics are actually pretty sweet. Actually, not really. Just one costume looks cool, and that's what I'm trying to get. But regardless, since I've been playing this game so much trying to get this one skin, I've been reminded about how bad this game really is, and I just wanted to talk about it. I remember the announcement of Battlefield 2042 like it was yesterday, because when EA dropped the first trailer for this game, I was actually pretty excited. I remember being very interested to see how Battlefield would handle a game that would be set in the future, but at the same time, like most others, I was also pretty skeptical, because I saw what going futuristic did to Call of Duty, and in my opinion it just completely ruined that franchise, for me at least. So I did not want to see the same thing happen to another series that I loved. And while everything they were showing looked awesome in theory, if you took a closer look, many things just seemed off at a fundamental level. Add that to the numerous reports regarding the development hell this game was going through, and you can clearly predict that things were not going to go well for this game. And if you did predict that, you were absolutely right, because the game was trash on launch. I can't even begin to explain the sheer amount of problems 2042 had on release, so I'm not gonna. But I will say this, it was by far and away, by tens of thousands of miles, the worst Battlefield launch of all time, which is definitely saying something, because historically, Battlefields usually don't have the smoothest launches. Many of them mainly suffered from different forms of network problems, as well as a large variety of technical issues and bugs. But Battlefield 2042 had a very unique problem that the franchise has never seen before on a launch, because aside from the major network issues and the mountain of technical bugs 2042 had, there was an even bigger underlying problem with the game, and that underlying problem was that Battlefield 2042 wasn't a Battlefield game. But it's in the title of the game. It's called Battlefield 2042. How can it be a Battlefield game? Great question. Let me explain. As I said before, the Battlefield franchise has always been known for the unique war experience it's delivered to its fans. Things like class-based roles, large maps with destructible environments, decent vehicle combat, these are all things that make Battlefield what it is. These things are huge components to the core of the franchise, but Battlefield 2042 forgot all about those things, and they completely changed the game on a foundational level, which resulted in them not only delivering a broken game, but a broken game with an identity crisis, like them switching from the usual class roles like assault, support, engineer, and recon to an operator system might be the single worst change they've ever implemented into a Battlefield game. I get wanting to try something new, but like, gee, oh my god. This change was absolutely devastating, because Battlefield's class system is a core aspect of the franchise, like absolutely essential in my eyes, because this class system, although simple on paper, was able to add some depth to the game. Each class had its own clear role and contributed to the team in their own ways. But by removing this class structure in favor of specialists, 2042 completely erased the factor of playing as a team. And that just made the game feel like Call of Duty, to be honest. Everyone running around doing their own thing. It was just sad to see. And if you've ever played a Battlefield before, you know exactly what I mean. And to put a cherry on top, not only was the system itself garbage, the actual characters themselves, like the operators, are the lamest and most uncool character designs I've ever seen. Like, this chick looks like your local Starbucks barista. I don't know who designed these characters and their skins, but they just need to be fired. I'm sorry, not really. And some people will say, oh, but they eventually added the normal class system back. And while that's technically true, it's also false, because the operators were still in the game, and it just made things kinda worse. Well, not worse, but definitely dumber, because that didn't really change anything. It just added a class label to each operator. And as for the rest of the game, they basically just gave up, and you can still see that even in the current day version of this game. Sure, it's cleaned up a little bit and they finally added some features that players were begging for, like a goddamn scoreboard, but there are still so many issues with the game on a fundamental level that are just so obvious. Like another major issue 2042 had was the game's focus on seasonal content. This seasonal content format drip-fed players each season by only adding like one map and a few weapons every 3 months-ish or so. And actually, let me correct myself, because they didn't even do that, because I've only noticed like 1 or 2 new maps in the rotation throughout this game's lifespan. So basically, when new seasons come out, it was just a battle pass for cosmetics and a few new weapons, which is beyond terrible. And if you don't think so, let me put this into perspective for you. Battlefield 4 in its first 2 years released 4 expansion packs that each added 4 new maps, as well as new vehicles, new weapons, and I believe a few new game modes if I'm not mistaken. That completely shits on what 2042 has been able to add to the game over the span of 4 fucking years. Now granted, those were paid DLC, but most fans were happy to pay for them because BF4 was a great high quality game. I mean, I'll give 2042 the benefit of the doubt that all the content was free, but it took forever to release. Also, they knew if they charged for this additional content, nobody would buy it. And when you saw how much content for the game was actually released versus all the bullshit microtransactions and various cosmetics they were consistently adding, it's very clear where their focus was for this game. And another huge issue I had with this game that doesn't need much explaining is the gigantic lack of destructible environments. I would say this is the aspect that Battlefield games are best known for, and it's nowhere to be found. It's gone. They just, I guess they just forgot to add it in. I'm definitely over exaggerating a bit, but it just seems like there's not a ton of destruction, because much of the time you don't notice it since the maps are so gigantic and empty. It's also a slower paced destruction too, so yeah, still very inexcusable. Like, I'm actually now really thinking about how bad the game was and still is. Like, I'm about to just go on another rant. Like, there was a few weeks in this game where I just couldn't kill people because bullets from my gun decided not to hit players I was aiming at, because for some reason in the future bullets have like free will and just refuse to go in the direction that you fire them in. And then a different issue that I had for like another few months was, as I was playing as my favorite medic operator, I couldn't revive people because they were in weird spots or like next to a rock or something, and the Battlefield gods just didn't want me saving them.
Sorry, here, I got you, my little baby boo. Come here. What the? I can't what? Revive you.
Why?
You're inside of the wall.
What?
Hey, patch guy! I can't revive him. He's next to the wall.
Oh, it's on the list. Just respawn and try not to die near obstacles. Are you kidding me?
And then another ongoing problem I've had since the game has come out is getting stuck on invisible objects. And obviously it always happens out of nowhere, so like I'll be running in a building and then just get stuck on something invisible, or just be running through a wide open field that has nothing in it and then get stuck on something invisible, and most of the time I just die because, you know, I'm stuck on something invisible. It's just bad, bro. They really fumbled with this one. Oh, and another thing, last one I promise. Many times I would try and go to load the game so, you know, I can try and play it, but then I would just get stuck on Google Maps. And once I saw that screen, I was just unable to play the game sometimes, even after a restart. Those ones used to hurt. Just so much terribleness. And keep in mind, I was someone who, despite all of these issues, wanted the game to have a turnaround and get better. And spoiler alert, that just didn't happen. And again, the entire reason I'm even playing and talking about this game right now is because EA gave 2042 players a free battle pass to earn cosmetics for a completely different game. Well, not completely different, but you know what I mean. And on top of that, I had some friends buy and play this game for the first time recently because they put it on sale for $3. They practically gave this game away for free. But hey, hats off to them, because that helped them hit their second highest player count since the game was released. So joke's on me, I guess. But I'm just happy to say that at the time of recording this video, I got the skin for Battlefield 6 that I wanted, which is great. I thankfully don't ever think I'll touch 2042 again in my life, so that's also great news. Now at this point in time, I'm just praying that Battlefield 6 can get the franchise back on track, because the beta was actually really fun, and I'm excited for the game. And what's getting me even more excited is seeing that they're listening to their community. They've been addressing big beta concerns regarding things like movement and gunplay, and we already have a post-launch roadmap which says we're going to be getting new maps and weapons within the first few months after launch. Fucking chef's kiss right there. And just another side note at the time of recording, since EA is getting bought out by the fucking Saudi Arabian government for $55 billion, I hope this doesn't affect future plans for this game and just ruin it overall. I don't know how exactly that would happen, but if I had to take a guess, it would be by them eventually shifting the focus away from creating quality post-launch content for the game in favor of overloading the game with ridiculous microtransactions that would just ruin the vibe of the whole game. Because as far as I know, I'm not, a businessman or anything, EA for the first time ever is $20 billion in debt. That is a shit ton of schmeckles, so they gotta make it back somehow. So what I said before, in my opinion, is definitely a possibility for the game. Maybe worst case scenario, but still a possibility. But for now though, everything about Battlefield 6 looks great, and I hope it stays that way. But that's it for me though. Remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.